Welcome, everyone, to the 4-1 Girl Podcast. I'm your host, Callan Hunter, and I have to tell everyone, the weather this weekend was absolutely abysmal in New England. Abysmal. They started talking about the perfect storm back in 1991 in the George Clooney movie that was done with Mark Wahlberg. And we had some storms this weekend. You know, the kiddos were lucky because they had a nice little break in the rain to get their trick-or-treating in, but it was still tough. I hope everybody had a great weekend and all the good stuff that they wanted to happen happened. The New England Patriots won, so I'm in a much better mood here at 6 a.m. Monday morning as I'm starting the podcast and getting it ready to roll. We have so much to talk about today, especially as we're starting off. It's first thing, trick-or-treaters hadn't even come home yet, and we started with Christmas music and Christmas commercials, and hey, it's ready to go. So we're going to talk about a lot about that today. You know, about the holidays and attitudes and certain feelings that are brought across at the holidays. You know, a lot of engagements coming up. A lot of great things that happen. A lot of healing goes on over the holidays. Thanksgiving, Christmas, you know, a lot of feelings where, you know, we've had loss, where you know during the year, this might be the first holiday that you're not going to be with someone, and you're going to look at that, you're going to set that table, and you're going to look at that empty chair, and you might have that tear in your eye. You know, as most people know, I am working on my doctorate in theology, and it's a time for prayer. And one of the things when I was working this week, I was thinking about, you know, what happens when it's the first holiday, when you're without somebody. It's tough. It's tough to get through. All the prayers in the world. So it doesn't give you comfort. But you know, eventually, that comfort will be something that will be shared as you're moving forward. Those memories will bring a smile to your face. It might not hit this first holiday coming up, but as you move forward and years progress, those beautiful memories made bring comfort. They also sometimes bring pain. And sometimes they bring a laugh of, I can't believe we argued over that. It's a reflection, you know. My producer, just before we went on, said, hey, it's like a Scrooge film. I sat for a second and thought about it and said, you're right, it is like a Scrooge type movie. And what do I mean by that? We've had Christmas past, Christmas present, Christmas future. There's never a wrong time to hit reset. And there is never a wrong time to stop and try to heal from Christmas past. And it's not just, I'm not just talking about the day, I'm just talking about the year. Hey, in 1989, my brother and I decided to get in an argument and lose our closeness. You know, it's 2021. maybe the holiday this season, it's time to stop that and bring that back together. I'm just using it as an example. Or, maybe I used to drink too much on the holidays. I'm clean and sober now. Maybe my Christmas present and my Christmas future are going to be much better than I was in the past. Those are some of the things that you need to work out on. Like I said, you can make your own Scrooge movie. The past is the past. The present and the future are there for the taking. Go take it. And that's one of the things I started thinking about last night when I heard the Christmas music. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And right now, I'm going to try to sneak in a commercial so we can pay the bills. And we will be right back. Thanks for rejoining us on the 4-1 Girl podcast. Sorry about the commercial interruptions, but like I said, got to pay the bills. It's not cheap with the studios and all that kind of good stuff. And as we progress and we're starting to get into video, which we have been working on over the weekend, you're going to see a big upgrade in some of the things that we do. So thank you for that. And as we were talking before the break, we were talking about Christmas and Christmas past, present, and future. What does everybody think about right after Halloween? I mean, the kids did not return home yet. And people were already jumping on the bit to get those commercials out on the airways, and Hallmark getting ready for the holiday season, getting those movies out. Listen, I got to be honest with you. I can literally watch a Hallmark Christmas movie in the middle of July on my phone, sitting on my pool deck, 90 degrees, and enjoy it. So you got the wrong guy. I'm a sucker for all that stuff. Absolutely. Because you ever see a Christmas movie that ends bad? Right? Does the guy not get the girl? Yes. The girl gets the guy? Yes. Does the town get saved? Yes. That's what holiday movies are for. It's a joyous occasion. But not every film is a joyous occasion in real life. Right? And what do I mean by that? Think about it. Between you and I, do you have a thought in your head about what Christmas was like in the past and how you want it in the present and the future? Well, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving happens to be one of my favorite holidays. It's turkey, football, family. And not in that order. I would say it's God, family, football, turkey. Listen, I can eat a sub as long as there's 3 football games on. I'm happy as long as I'm with my family, we're all enjoying it. When you've been a family with season tickets to the New England Football Patriots for over 30 years, things happen. So I thought about emotions over the holidays. And we go through a gamut of emotions, especially when we look at individuals who have passed on. And if it's their first holiday without being on the table, and there's that empty seat, and you start thinking about it in your head, wow, this is pretty crazy. How do I move on? How do I go on? Well, one of the things I think about, I think about, losing my mom and how hard it's been for me. It'll be hard for me for the rest of my life. And when I think of the anniversaries of my mom's death and the terrible cancer that she went through, it's one of those situations where you can dwell on a certain situation. You can dwell on the cancer, especially during that first year, because there's such an emptiness without your mom at the table. But there's also something that happens in the subsequent years. Those good memories, those really good memories, come back and they give you a sense of comfort as we live out our days on earth before we go to the promised land. Think about it for a second. Think about a great memory from holidays. I know I've had so many different ones, and I'll tell you about one from my family that's always been a laugh out loud funny memory. One year, I brought my brother. I think I was in college. I bought him an Orlando Magic basketball hoop. It was one of those small balls. The balls are just bigger than a softball, but a good bouncy ball and something for your room. My parents had this beautiful addition on the house. It looked like a ski lodge. It was built in, looked like a ski lodge. My parents weren't big drinkers, but in a holiday party, that particular year, everything started off really early. I don't know why. Because it was just in the family, but it was Christmas Eve. We were Christmas Eve people. We were opening the gifts, and we start to move on. So, my brother, he was middle school. So, for some reason, the eggnog might have been a little spiked, or we were drinking it used to be Boggs, a cranberry liqueur. I don't even know if they make it anymore. That was always a big one for the holidays. Everybody had a little extra liquid coverage in them. I guess by that time we opened the presents. And we had this doorway that goes into the main house. So my brother, just out of the blue, said, "Mom, could we put the basketball hoop here?" Without even a nanosecond of thought, my mom says yes. And I was like, "What?" And everybody else, we had a full room the place was packed. We had this beautiful wood stove. My mom used to go all out with the trees. My brother was going to wait 1 second for my mother to change her mind. He races into the shed. He grabs a ladder. That thing was put up faster than a holiday minute. And he had this white bouncy ball that looked like a basketball, and everybody starts taking shots. And oh, geez, it was crazy fun. I'm thinking, okay, Mom let this happen. There's the next day. It's all going to change. So I'm not thinking about it. And so in typical Hunter fashion, everybody decides to throw $1 in a pot and bet how high the rim is. So we started to, we're taking bets, and it was like 9 feet, 1 inch, uh, 1 1/2 inch, 1 1/8 inch. Mount Carroll ended up actually winning the thing, believe it or not. It was a good amount of money. It was like 30 something dollars. It was like 30 people who threw this in there. It was crazy funny. And, such a blast. Well, today, that basketball hoop still sits in the same spot. Every time I walk into the house and then I walk through that room to go into the kitchen, to give mom a hug or give dad a hug now, you can always remember that was there for the holidays going ahead. And the smile that I have on my face right now from that memory is something I can't wipe off my face. But I'm going to go to commercial break and come back and talk about why I can't get that memory off my face. So we'll return right after this message. Thank you. Thank you for bearing with me on that. I was talking about my basketball hoop and the memories that it brought. Well, it's just not the memories that it brings. What it is something that we as individuals think about from the past. That comforting memory of the basketball hoop that's still there. And even today, on November 1st, it makes you realize how much that memory is a comforting one. So over these holidays, we're going to talk a lot about that. And if anybody wants to talk to me directly, it's Callan at CallanHunter.com. Callan is spelled CALAN. Hunter, just like a regular hunter. It's Callan at CallanHunter.com, and I will answer the questions the best I can. So we had holiday music as it comes in. And I'm sitting there going, no, I can't listen to the holiday music. It's way too early. Last night, you know what I did? I listened to a couple of songs. And I listened to those couple of songs. And I thought about Mom. I thought about Dad. Dad's still with us. But you think about him. Think about your brother, your sister, your family, your children's first Christmas. And it sparks a smile on your face. But not every holiday was perfect, right? Like I said, you have the memories of the first Christmas without your mom. A Christmas going by when you weren't feeling well, or you had surgery. There's so many different things. But Christmas past doesn't have to be Christmas present. And Christmas present definitely doesn't have to be Christmas future. You can change. You can change on a dime. You can pick up that phone call. To me, the holidays, like I said, you're watching those Hallmark movies. I'm not talking about go watch Hallmark movies and make you feel better, but think about some of the themes of those movies. Where there's always a place for you at the table. You just have to speak to someone to get that place. Forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Then forgive others. But don't spend the holidays by yourself. It's a time of forgiveness. It's a time of healing. It's a time for families to become as one. You know, speaking of Scrooge, how many people watch the movie Scrooge with Bill Murray? Funny movie, great. But he has one line in that movie that the writers wrote that always sticks with me. I mean, it almost makes me want to just go to that movie all the time. And he says, "Don't be the son of a bitch that is," basically, I don't know the quote off the top of my head. It's terrible. He says, "Don't be the son of a bitch that thinks Christmas is only once a year. It's all year. So how you feel on that Christmas day or Christmas Eve should be how you feel for the other 364 or 363 days." Right? I mean, most people are pretty happy on Christmas and happy holidays and singing. Grandmother got run over by a reindeer. You know, just funny things. But you know, that spirit should last throughout the year. And that spirit should definitely last through the Christmas season. That's, you know, some of the things I was, bringing off. That's what I got out of this weekend for a start. And we're going to be talking a lot about that in the podcast, especially, like I said, we're going to be going to the video. We're going to be going to the regular podcast. We're going to be bringing in guests. We have so much that we're working out the kinks about. This is our 4th podcast. We've got a plan on going to do another one tomorrow. Just trying to get it out and make sure that, hey, we have plenty of things to do. And let's hope that, we're going to do it right. And I hope individuals will understand that we are going to work as hard as we can to bring you the best of the best and something you want to listen to. And, we're going to have callers soon and guests, and I can't wait because I think it's going to be phenomenal. And we're definitely going to be, one of those podcasts where you're going to get something out of it. So, switching topics a little bit, I spent some time over the weekend actually thinking about, my next book. And a lot of my books are built on holidays because it's a great time to get something done, to get into the either holiday spirit, because, books come out at certain holidays and they come out in the summer and the beach reads, and, you try to get your book seasonal for when it's about to jump. So people ask me, like, how do I start a book? And, I try my best. I don't have any notes. People still never figure that out. I try to write 10 book pages a day. Most people write about 2. I don't have writer's block. I can just go. So I take a picture, the female lead. I stare at it for about 2 hours. It could be easy as, just seeing your different magazines or going online, just say whatever picture it is. Boo. One of the books I did, Priyanka Chopra. I stare at a magazine cover for 2 hours. She's a Miss World. I made a character who's a Miss World, who was a journalist, who wrote things about how Muslim women were being mistreated, not going to school, and individuals wanted to shut her down. Made a whole book out of that for Sarah for 2 hours. One of the best books I ever written. And I all did it from staring at a magazine cover. So I was doing some of that this weekend, and you know, when you first get those first pages rolling, boom. So I definitely got it rolling, folks. That I can tell you. It looked pretty good, and I was pretty happy about it. I looked across and said, you know what? Damn, it's gonna be all right. So that's one of the things I did over the weekend. I also, if you're from New England, you know, had a pang in my heart. Speaking about it as my hometown hero, Jerry Remy, who was with the Red Sox as a player, an announcer, and president of Red Sox Nation, passed away. And I thought about that for a minute, and having one of your childhood idols, you know, pass, you know, from your hometown. And as people are getting older, as you're getting older, and you're starting to think, you know, some of my boyhood heroes, and you look at the pictures and they got their gray hair, and they're getting older, and some of them getting really old, and you think about it, and I'm like, you think about your own mortality, and have you accomplished everything that you want to accomplish in life? I'm definitely in that no category. Not just a no, just in a hell no category. There is so much I have left to do. And I feel like sometimes you have to do that restart, as I said earlier. You know, what do I want to change? How do I want to change? How do I want to be the best, you know, talent I could be? So, right after the break, our last one, I promise, we'll talk about that. Hi, thanks for coming back with us. I appreciate it. And we're talking about, have you fulfilled everything that you could in life? I am so far away from fulfilling things in life. No way have I fulfilled what I need to. And I always think, geez, I better get going. There is nothing that I want more than to make sure I have accomplished everything I need. You know, when you start, and I'm talking about thinking about your own mortality, I always said that I was young if I could still play a professional sport. If I still was good enough, if my heroes were still playing, right? And then you look at Tom Brady, he's still playing. And you think, wait a minute here. Could I still be playing? We're good for Tom. But my knees are shot, my elbows are killing me. I have a fractured neck. Got all that kind of good stuff. You know, those bones don't heal as well. Those drops on the skis, you know, when you fall skiing, it hurts. I'm retired now, folks. That's what I finally have to say. And now it's time to say, hey, look, you got to start thinking about your life. And then when I thought about the Scrooge line, past, present, future, It's time to think about it. Have you done everything that you want for your children? Have you got that all done? Those are things that you need to talk about. Right? So I'm hoping that over the next few weeks, just before the holidays, I'm going to take a long look at my life. Not doing a dive for, hey, I got to change this. Just think. Just some thought process. I plan a book. I don't at all ever stop writing the book and take all kinds of notes. It just goes off the top of my head. I'm kind of a fly in the seat of your pants kind of guy. Trust me, I got so many things going on. It just makes me wonder if I can, finish all this stuff. But I have to organize kind of a little bit, past, present, and future. Okay? Let's look at some of my mistakes. One of the things I like to say is, I want to right the wrongs and improve the rights. One of my lines from Parallel Relativity. And I'm thinking about that. Right? I want to right my wrongs and improve my rights. So, when I'm here, at the end of the day, okay, past, that's what you have to do. You have to right your wrongs, and you definitely should improve your rights. So then there's present day. Are you doing that? Are you righting your wrongs? Are you improving your rights? And if you're not, why aren't you? Right? And then there's the future. What do you want to make sure you do in your life? What do you want to do to make sure you get it done? That's what I'm going to leave you with on this podcast. How do we get from past to present and make sure our future is a glorious one? Because if you ask me, future is Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all that good jazz in the next 60 days. So how we want to change that is up to us. I thank you for listening, and I can't wait to start off a nice big podcast we have planned for Monday, which will be done and put out on Tuesday. So I hope everyone has a great day, great start of the week. And I look forward to talking to you soon. And like I said, we have some big podcasts coming up. And during this week, we're going to be doing a little more experimentation, and we're going to have our first guest very, very soon. So I appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Again, you can get me at Callan@CallanHunter.com. And I would be happy to talk to you about anything you need. Good luck. God bless. And I'm signing off. Thank you for listening.